Welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 10.5. I'm an old guy gaming, and we are playing this game on the hardest settings and having a hell of a fun time doing it. Okay, I just got the message that we're under attack by the Xerax. I am pretty much done with the build. I still have to do the deco and the painting and all that, but I thought I'd bring you back at this point so you can see the attack. So I paused the game. All right, I need to get... What I want to do is I want to get in the Claude here and I'll provide aerial support. Now you can see that the hauling vessel has, I did put guns on it, so it's got it does have guns on it, and it's loaded and ready to defend itself. I wasn't actually going to bring you guys back yet until I had finished painting it. Okay, it looks like they're coming from the west. But, you know, since we got the attack, I figured out what the hell, let's bring it back right now. So that is a troop transport. We're going to run out of O2 here. So, boom, got it. Okay. So they just sent, once again, just a single troop transport in, and, you know, they are not up in their game here, so they're not ever going to succeed against us if they don't. Let's go ahead and land here. Okay, so it looks like we just got a minigun out of that deal. A heavy weapon upgrade kit, a minigun, and some meds. Nice. It's not bad. We'll take that stuff. Okay, so yeah, there she is. Like I said, she's not painted yet, but she's otherwise pretty much ready to go. What I think I'm going to do too is I'm going to set up some switches that turns off the all but probably one of the up thrusters until we actually need them, because it was putting me somewhere between 200 and 300% engine utilization just simply taking off. That's without any load. So we still really don't have an adequate number of Jennies in this ship, but I'm gonna just try it and see how it does. There's absolutely no way this ship's gonna work with the new CPU changes. So you know, it's either gonna have to be a thing where it's used in the single player with that turned off, or we just can't use it unless they, you know, come up with a much more powerful CPU that we could put in it when the time comes. But, you know, we'll make use of it for now while we can, and you know, cross that bridge when we come to it. So, all right, let's park the Claude here. So let's take a look-see at it. And I want to do some painting on it too. Since this is kind of you know, a utility vehicle, I was thinking about maybe going with an orange and black type of theme with it in terms of the colors. I haven't really thought, you know, too hard about exactly how that works, but the one thing that I had to end up having to do is put the taller landing gears on here, because when I put these shutters over the thrusters there, you know, that takes up a whole nother block space, and so the shallower landing gears were not extending because we were too high up. So, you know, my options were either take those off and then leave those thrusters exposed to fire, or just simply put the taller landing gears on and, you know, put long-ass ramps to get up there. So, I mean, it works. It gets the job done, so I'm not really too concerned about it at this point. And then we can get on in here. Now, let's pop in the cockpit here, and so you'll notice that when I take off, I'm at like 363% power usage. So my thought was, you know, if we're just going forward or sideways, yeah, we don't have a lot of lateral thrust, but that's okay. I mean, this ship is not designed to be maneuverable. It's designed to haul things. So we got to think of this as like a big old freight truck, like a semi truck kind of idea. you know, so the rear thrust is around 87%. Of course, this is without any load. Lateral thrust is about 47. Reverse should be about the same as forward because, again, we have the same number of thrusters on there. Oh, you know what? I should probably put some sensors on for those ramps, huh? Okay, well, I'll worry about that later. So yeah, the idea here is let's set up a switch that will basically turn off all but just one of the lift thrusters, so we know when we're not under a load, we're not massively overworking our engines and burning up all of our fuel. And then we just, you know, we essentially turn them on as we need them. Here, let's turn back around this way. Trying to get these digital moves, you know, precision movements is a pain in the butt sometimes. Just barely tap it. Just barely tap it. Okay, that's pretty straight there, I'd say. Okay, so the landing gear is extended. I really wasn't intending for this to sit so high off the ground, though, so I don't know. I still might remove those bottom grates and just... I mean, the thrusters are like 750 hit points, so they're kind of tough. You know, and we're going to be avoiding combat with this vessel, too. I mean, it's not... You know, the turrets are just there so that if we're, you know, taking something apart, salvaging something, we have, you know, some defense. I'm not going to actually use it to get into combat. But anyway, let's look at something here. Let's go to... So it's these thrusters here. These are all our medium thrusters. So what I'm thinking we do here is... let's figure out which thruster is which first, I guess. So if we turn all of these off... Okay. And just leave those last two on. Which thrusters are those? Oh, okay, so it looks like they're both on this side. So it's just those two. Okay, what I'm thinking is we just, you know, run with one of the center thrusters. So either this one or this one, you know, just for normal maneuvering, and we don't turn the other ones on until we need them. So let's see if we can figure out which one is which here. If we go to this one and turn it off, that just leaves that front thruster. Okay, so that means then that this thruster here, let's call this, whoops. We'll call this main, and this is the starboard side, so main SB. Okay, and then we'll turn that back on, and this one we will turn off. Okay, so now let's see if we can figure out which this one is. This will be the main port side thruster. I have no idea, so we're just going to have to do this one at a time until we figure it out. Yeah, that didn't turn anything on this side. So let's try this one here. Oh, that's the one. Awesome. Okay. So we will call this main. We did main SB, so we'll do this main port. Okay, cool. Now what I want to do is I want to go here and let's name this main, can't type today, thrusters. I guess it doesn't like to have a space in there. Okay, so that switch will be main thrusters. And then what we'll do is we will assign these. Oh, we've got to put those in a separate group, don't we? In order to use these switches. I forgot about that. All right, so let's go ahead and do, let's see, add to group, add group. Okay, yeah, so we will call these main thrusters. Okay, now we want to add this to, oh, for Pete's sake. I don't have time for this, man. I don't have time for air. Suck down some O2 here. Okay. So we need to add these to, add to last group. Did that work? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to explicitly add it to the group. So we're going to do add to group main thrusters. And then same thing here. Add to group main thrusters. There we go. Okay, and then we can assign the main thrusters special switch, or custom switch rather, to just those thrusters. So when we turn the thrusters all the way off, okay, but then we switch on this, it just turns those thrusters on. Perfect. And that's all we need, you know, for just normal running. Okay, so let's see what the power utilization is with just those thrusters when we take off here. All right, now we're at 93% under full lift, so that's much more acceptable. Much more acceptable. Oh, I guess, wait, what? You know what? Hold on a sec. I think I have to do this. I might have to do this the other way around. Because we need to have... We need to have all the other thrusters on, of course, right? So this... If I turn all of the thrusters off and just turn this on, that's just going to do those two, but it turns everything else off. So yeah, I need to redo this. I basically need to do what I just did, do the opposite of what I just did, essentially. Okay, so let's turn everybody back on here. We'll get it figured out. I'm not really too terribly interested, or I don't care what direction I'm going in at this point. All right, so let me think about this. What I want to do is I might leave that there. Let's call this thrusters 2. We'll call this thrusters 3, and this will be thrusters 4. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go, let's hop back out of the ship here. Okay, so we want to... Okay, yeah, so we turn those off. Gotcha. All right, let's do this again. So what we want to do is we want to turn all the thrusters off. And then let's figure out which thruster this one is. It's not that one. not that one. It's that one. Okay, so we're going to call this main... No, let's call this... let's just call it 1. Okay. But thrusters 2, 3, 4. Now we should name it 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. Okay, so we'll call this 2, and are we on port or starboard side here? We are on port side. Okay, so we'll call this 1 port. Okay, and then let's figure out which one it is on this side. It's not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. It's that one. Of course, it's the last one we would check, right? Okay, so this is going to be 1 starboard. Okay, and then these guys, we will add, we'll have to add a new group for those. So, add group. We will call this thrusters 2. Wait, what? No, I didn't do this right. This should be 2 port. And this should be 2 starboard. I'll figure it out eventually. Okay, add to group. This should be in thrusters 2. Okay, and then this should also be added to thrusters 2. Now I should be able to do just add the last group. There we go. Okay, cool. And then we will assign this to thrusters 2. There we go. Okay, so basically I'm going to, wash, rinse, and repeat and get the rest of the thrusters assigned. So I'll just do that off camera. And then when I'm done with that, I'll bring you guys back and we will we'll test it out and see, see how it's working. Okay, so be back in a bit. All right, guys, we're back and I think I have this figured out. So instead of doing the main thrusters business, I just named them thrusters 1, 2, 3, and 4 based upon their position on the ship, okay? So basically, the way what we'll do is we'll just fly probably with thrusters 1 normally, and we won't turn the other ones on unless we need the extra lift. So basically, this being the front of the ship, so that's thruster 1, starboard side, and it is so it's this one right here. See, that turns it off there. And then the port side, this is number 1 port side here, which is this guy. See, that turns that off. And then this is number 2, number 3, number 4, port, starboard, etc., etc. Okay, so that should make us much more efficient and not using all that extra power when we don't need it. But if we get like a really heavy load and we need the extra oomph, then we can do that. So when we the way that we make this work then is we basically just leave this button alone. We don't ever turn this off or on, and we activate. Well, no, that's not true. We still need to turn this off for all thrusters to go down. So I guess what we'll have to do is turn that on and then turn. Oh, okay, yeah, that's still going to be kind of a pain in the butt, isn't it? Because when we turn these on, it's going to turn all of these on. So we have to turn them on and then back off. I wonder if, that being the case, I wonder if I should add all of these into just one group. So that way we're only having to click 1 button instead of 3. It doesn't let you, as far as I could tell, it doesn't let you have the same device in multiple groups. Let me think about this for a minute. So, I mean, because the idea was if we need a little more lift, we turn 2 on, but not 3 and 4, and we just progressively turn them on as we need them. But if I put them all under one thing, then we're turning them all on and off at the same time. On the other hand, every time we take off, you know, when we land and turn the thrusters off to save power, we turn these on, and then we've got to go through and turn each one of these off and on, you know, to make that work. I don't like that idea. That's too much screwing around for sure. So, dang it. All right, let's, oh, shoot. Let's do this. Let's do thrusters 2, 3, 4. We'll set that to button 5. And then we'll go in here and we're just going to have to assign these to these groups, I guess. Like that. Okay, that's going to be better, I think, because then basically, you know, when we turn the thrusters on, so now we're at 13 power, and then if we turn this off, then it should bump up to 16. And those were already on, you know, from this turning that switch on to begin with. What if we, though, okay, let's try something else. What if we keep that on by default? Okay, so we turn the thrusters off, we go and do our whatever it is that we do, and then when we're ready to take off, we turn the thrusters on, we're down to 13 power, and then we just turn that guy off. I mean, one way or the other, we're going to have to hit this button twice, whether we do it before or, you know, before we take off or after we land or whatever. But it's still better than having to do it individually. I'm going to leave these here too for now as well, because what we could do is we could still do what I said, and that is that, you know, we could turn thrusters 2 on if we need a little bit more lift without... well, okay, wait a minute. How is that? Wait, that didn't do anything, did it? Yeah, because this is no longer assigned. So yeah, these are basically, we can't use them then. All right, well, whatever. I'm going to leave it that way for now anyways, in case I decide to change it up at some other point. But the basic procedure is, you know, when we land the ship, you know, we either turn this on first and then turn them all off, and then when we come back, you know, we turn this on and then turn this off. Or we just turn this off, go do our thing, come back, turn this on, and then we've got to toggle this twice to get it to turn everything else off. So either way, you know, we got to click it a couple of times, but at least it's better than clicking 3 sets of buttons instead of 1 set of buttons. All right, so I think we got that figured out. Now, the only thing left really to do, at least for our initial version of the ship here, is we need to get it painted. And so let's just get that knocked out. I'm not going to get really fancy schmancy with this. We're going to just do a real basic paint job. So we'll put that on there. And let's hop up into here and get our paint. So let's just kind of decide on an overall texture for the ship. We could go with this one, I guess. And we wanted to kind of do an orange and a black theme. So I think what we'll do is we'll make the overall ship black, but then we'll maybe put some, like an orange stripe down the middle or something like that. Some orange trim. So yeah, let's do that. I think we're gonna put all these on the whole block as well. So we'll just paint the whole damn thing black, and then we'll, like I said, we'll do the trim pieces. I could never find a shape to fit in there. I really looked hard too, but there's just nothing that fits in there, so it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. Alright. Okay, So we got everything painted black. Now let's get out our orange color here, and I don't think I want to do a whole block here. That's like really orange, isn't it? How about if we go with this? Whoops. Yeah, this is kind of more like what I had in mind here. So we'll do a stripe along the center. What would these guns look like if they were yellow too? Yeah, I think that's okay. And we could do that, but we can't paint the ramp. We can't do a stripe on the ramp, so that's not going to work. Alright, let's hit the center underneath as well. Just kind of go all the way down along through here. Okay, that looks kind of cool. Now, let's also do something with the wings here. We could... we could make the arms yellow. That's kind of cool looking, I think. Okay. You know, there are other textures we could add to, you know, to give it more features and that sort of thing. I don't think I'm going to do that right now, though. So do we want to do a side stripe or not? If we did, I'm thinking it would probably be along here. Let's not do a whole block here. Kind of looking like a bumblebee. All right, what if we paint the fins yellow too? Maybe just the outside. There we go. That's kind of cool. What if we also do this? Just kind of bring that all the way around like so. Oh, we gotta hit this here too. That block got yellowed up. We want to go back to black on that guy there. Why isn't that block painting? I don't know. Isn't that part of this block, though? That's really weird. If we do a whole block, does it paint? Nope. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's up with that. That's really weird. Okay, well, whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Okay, so we got a little bit of yellow on the top. Oh, that's from the gun. Yeah, see, I'm not convinced I like the guns to be yellow. Let's change them back to black for a second and just see what it looks like. The other thing I want to do is let's retract them too. Yeah, it's too bad we couldn't get the stripe, you know, the center stripe going on with those, but we can't. There's a timer. What do they look like yellow when they're retracted? How's that look? It almost makes me want to make these yellow then too. Ah, shit, I was on whole block. I didn't mean to be on whole block there. And see, this is all one piece, so we can't... Oh yeah, we can. We should be able to set that back to black. Guess we want to do that then too. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's okay. I guess that's okay. It definitely looks like a bumblebee, doesn't it? What if we make these yellow as well? What do these look like if they're yellow? Yeah, I think that works too. So, I want to put some sensors on for the ramps. So sensors for those ramps and sensors for these guys in the back. What if we... Whoops. Yeah, I think that probably looks a little bit better than having just the one single stripe there. What if we change these back to black now? What's that do? That really makes it look like a bumblebee. Now let's keep these. I think we should keep those yellow. Do we like that? Kind of matches all the other ones. What if we make the doors yellow? Yeah, I think that works. Okay, guys. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put a sensor on somewhere up here for the ramps and the shutter doors, and some sensors here for these ramps, and then I think she's ready to go. Then we'll save her to template and upload her to the workshop. If you guys want to download it and give it a try. You know, and this is version 1, so we may have to make some more adjustments to it as we go. But I think it'll be a nice little hauling vessel. Now here again, you know, it's not going to work with the new CPU settings, so this ship's only going to be usable in a single player game with those things turned off, as it currently is. So we'll just have to see, you know, how things go once the CPU thing is set up. Oh, I was going to change this to that texture there. There we go. Let's turn off the symmetry plane. That's not bad looking. I think it works okay. That needs to be... Whoops, no, not that. Yellow there. We could even, like, do lights in here. Maybe these. Ah, shit, no, that's the gun. That needs to go back to this texture. Yeah, I think that was yellow, right? Yeah. That looks kind of neat. I like that. I like that. That works. Looks like we have yellow lights in the inside the ship there. So yeah, there's probably a bunch of, you know, a million little tiny touch-up things that I'll want to do. But I think we're in good shape here. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Share out the video and leave a comment. Those things do help the channel, and I do appreciate it. And we'll see you all in the next episode where we're going to take this thing out and actually put it to use. And I'm starving. All right, goodbye.